It's been a long 2 days, but I think all I'm hearing from most people I met outside as well, some who've actually left to catch trains and flights, is that it has been productive, it's been collaborative, it's been a lot of content. Sometimes it can be an overload. I just saw the last two presentations from two world experts on GRC. Slightly different dimensions of what they covered, but it's been fantastic. I'll actually take a seat. I'm tired a little bit. So I think the key thing here is that, over the last couple of days, we have talked about connected GRC. That was one of the big themes, for all of us here. And not surprisingly, we've heard that across from our customers, from our partners, even Michael Rasmussen, who just covered talking about connected GRC and, in fact, tweeted about it yesterday as well. We talked about the cognitive, continuous, and the cloud, which are going to be the bench strengths and really the pillars of future innovation and also future adoption of GRC. Operational resilience clearly is top of mind for everyone and a very important area of focus. The definitions of operational resiliency are still being debated, whether it's by regulators or by standard bodies or customers, but we're getting there. We also participated in a very honest discussion on the state of ESG and the importance of that to your overall business, partially depending on which industry you're in, but pretty cross-pollinated across all of the industries. And the important, one of the underrepresented pieces of ESG is typically S. It's difficult to kind of sometimes define and monitor it, but we have to do that. Is becoming extremely critical. We also talked a lot about the advancements in AI and automation and how it's going to make the lives or is making the lives of GRC professionals better, more productive, and also raising the bar on what is really possible. So it allows us all to work smarter. It's not perfect, but it creates a whole dimension of efficiency. And then finally, one of the lesser understood and estimated risks that came out yesterday from a couple of people was talent risk. It's a new thing that's kind of hit us pretty hard over the last year or so with the whole dimension of COVID and then post-COVID as well. But that's something that all of us as leaders have to look very carefully in our organizations, right? So given all of this, we did the David Letterman style, the top 12 or 12 quotes from Prasad started the day with that, essentially talking a lot about what we have learned from all of you, essentially. So we'll do a top 12, essentially coming from the summit, and then we'll say goodbye.
Can I ask a question to Michael Rasmussen before we do the top 12, which is, Mike, instead of cognitive GRC, would you be willing to think of as connected GRC, bringing cognitive, continuous, and cloud together?
Oh, that would definitely play into it, yes.
Yeah. That would be awesome. Thank you.
All right. All right. So, first one. Here.
Oh. The first one is, the extreme events are becoming more plausible. You are much more inclined to think the unthinkable these days. And Dr. Jenny said it, from who's the head of operational resilience and risk at HSBC.
The second one.
That resonated really well, I thought. Yep.
You can't manage what you don't know. Joe's become quite a celebrity. I don't know if he's still here, but we've referred him a number of times. You can't manage what you don't know. You can't secure what you don't manage. From Joe at Aon.
The third one is, you need to be very clear that risk management isn't just a second line function or initiative, it's everyone's responsibility in an organization.
From Simon?
From Simon.
Prasad? Just remember that he's not only been at MetricStream, but many years at Citi. Enterprises really need to look at GRC holistically, not in isolation. Simple statement, tough to act on.
Thank you. The next one is, risk management really needs to be taken seriously by the risk takers. I think that resonated very well with everyone in the room. It was said by Mark from GRA Services.
And then Xavier, who's the Group Chief Risk Officer of Pictet in my panel yesterday. Technology is an enabler, but risk management is a human process. Well said, it requires human analysis and decision making. However much we use technology, we are going to be layering that with human intervention to make smart decisions.
The next one is start with what you do know, improve based on what you could know, and always aspire to what you should know. Obviously from Gavin Grants, you heard him talk about that today and yesterday, who's a Senior Director of Risk and Compliance at Meta.
ESG needs to be integrated everywhere in every level of the organization. This came from Dr. Sabin, who's the risk advisor, financial services at UBS.
The S in ESG is always very critical, but not everyone shares the same values. What are the values and who's defining them? It's a very thought-provoking question, and the reasoning behind that Michael gave was very resonating and very insightful. Michael Rasmussen, who you just heard from, GRC analyst.
One of my favorites, what you have handled so far gives you the ability to adapt more quickly to the next new crisis. This was Juan at Banco Santander, Chief Audit Executive and Chief Innovator as well there.
It's time to reimagine what's possible in GRC and pivot from uncertainty to clarity and focus, starting with our opening remarks. That's Gaurav Kapoor, who's our co-founder and co-CEO.
And then finally, we have Gunjan, who is our Executive Chairman, who actually was here yesterday. Today he's actually attending a dinner at the White House with Joe Biden and team. I don't know what they're going to talk about. The elections are still not done yet in the US today. But he said, and I re-emphasize this, that talent risk is a top threat to enterprises, ahead of many other risks. And this is a very important one, for all of us to take back. We already face this in a lot of ways. So I'll actually just summarize what I started with on the first day. For all of our customers, our partners, we are going to stay laser focused on customer experience. And this comes in three categories, value-driven customer experience, which is all about, doing the right delivery, right adoption, right support, but also ensuring that you're getting value from your investments. Second is, exceptional product experience. We had 2 customer advisory boards, small groups of people, one on cyber and one on operational risk yesterday and today. And the main theme that came out from there was exactly this, that how do we simplify user experience? Simplify does not mean that we do lesser. It just means how we simplify. And the second is how do we get into more automation and more predictive. Common themes across both the advisory councils, if you will. And then we will continue to ensure that we create the community, create the ecosystem, customers, partners, work closely with regulatory bodies, standard bodies, and also you as customers, because there's a lot of power in the community to come up with the right market standards and making it simpler and easier for all of us to operate in quite a interesting world that we're getting into. So thank you. And I would like to end with saying that don't stop imagining what is possible. There's a lot of learning that's come out of this. Let's maintain continuity. This is Summit. We're ending the second day, but it's just the beginning of the next, 1 year till we get to the next summit. We're going to have one in the US as well, soon, in May or June. We'll give you the exact date. So we invite all of you to come there as well. Just like Grace and Gavin and Joe, all have come from the US here. So please feel free to come there and we'll invite you there as well. A few last thank yous.
Yeah. We want to thank our partners. If you are still in the room, please acknowledge as our platinum sponsor, our partner KPMG. KPMG folks are still here. Thank you. We could not have done this without your help. And gold sponsor HCL Technology. And quite a few silver partners, not in any particular order. Q, C-Risk, thank you, Deloitte, Sonata Software, Kinetics, I know these guys are here somewhere, Promethea, and Capgemini. Thank you. Thank you again.
And finally, one last and a huge hand for all of our customers, please. And behind the curtains, a lot of work goes on in any event, as you know.
Yeah.
So I'm going to call out Anya, our event team, Sunil.
Come on.
Sunil,
Oh, you're coming here, right?
I've got the
Masha,
mic.
yeah, come here. Come on the stage. Preetham, Varun, Amy, Simran, Olga, Oana,
Thank you.
and finally the captain of the ship, Manu, who heads up our global marketing.
Thank you. Please. Too many people.
Thank you, everybody, and see you in the Americas in May. Thank you.
Thank you.